What is up, guys? Johnny Cooper64 here with another YouTube video, and today is a really weird day. Something that I thought will have never happened in like millions of years basically happened. What I'm about to tell you does not make any sense at all, but it's real and it's official. So Sega managed to get the rights for Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy on Japan, and they're going to be publishing the game for the Nintendo Switch and Xbox, and I think the PC as well. I'm not too sure on the PC part, but I know the Nintendo Switch is a definitely. The Xbox, I think, yeah, they are going to be doing it, but the PC, not that sure. Now, what in the actual hell? Why is Sega publishing the game? You know, why not Activision themselves? This is something I do not get, because Sane Trilogy was released for Japan last year on the PS4, and that game was published by Activision themselves. But 1 year later, the game is now being published by Sega. Now, this is super weird, and it makes absolutely no sense. Like, why Sega specifically? You know what I mean? And will they change the logo to Activision to Sega or what? Like, you know, in the menu screen or something for Sane Trilogy? I mean, I can't even imagine how that, you know, how this whole situation even happened. There's no extra information to how Sega got the rights or anything like that. We only know that you know, Sega partnered up with Activision to publish Sane Trilogy in Japan for the Switch and Xbox, so that is extremely weird. The only thing we know is that the official Twitter of Sega tweeted this out. It blew up in the Nitro box again. Nintendo Switch, Crash Bandicoot Bushing 3 Steps Sega games will be released to 10/18 bonus edition. The Crash Bandicoot 3 title is a large volume that is recorded in all high quality. And that is all we know. Sega is going to publish the Sane Trilogy for the Switch and presumably Xbox and PC as well. But it's so weird what they, you know, that they are the ones who are going to be publishing it. You know, so what does this all mean for Crash in the future for Japan? Well, for what I seem to notice, this could mean that Sega has obtained the rights to publish any future Crash Bandicoot game in Japan. So not just, you know, Sane Trilogy, but I guess the new games for Crash that will be released in the future will be published by Sega themselves. So I guess any new game Carries Visions makes, Activision will publish it in every country except Japan, and Sega publishes the Crash game in Japan specifically. I guess for the PS4 or in Switch and Xbox, or maybe just Switch and Xbox. That's the thing I don't get yet. Could this mean that Sega can make a Crash Bandicoot game without Activision doing it? I think that could be a possibility in my opinion. But then again, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think so. It will most likely just be a Japan exclusive if that did happen. But, you know, I think that's not gonna happen though, because I think they can only publish, you know, the Crash games, not develop it, you know what I mean? But if they can develop Crash games for Japan, then that's like a whole big different story, you know, that's something right there, you know, because obviously, you know, we're gonna get like Activision games, then we're gonna get like Sega games for Crash, but from what I'm seeing, Sega is only gonna publish the games, not make the games, you know what I mean? And Sega only is gonna publish it in Japan, of course. So congrats that Sega now has Crash as another character besides Sonic in Japan, you know, just Japan though. I wonder if Sega's logo will be in the Sane Trilogy game, you know, in the intro, or in the box, or in the cover box in Japan. Could we now get a Crash and Sonic crossover? You know, it's actually possible at this point. I think it could happen later on, maybe after Crash does one with Spiral. You know, I could definitely see them team up, and I hope the game is a platformer and not a, you know, party game like Sonic and Mario. You know what I mean? Like the Olympic things. Like, I don't want any of that party bull crap. I want this game to be a platformer, and I want them to combine the elements, you know, from the Sonic games and the Crash games, combine them together neatly. Hell, you know, Crash was inspired by Sonic, you know, hence Sonic's ass game being a nickname in the first Crash game when it was first made. So this relationship with Activision and Sega can be a really good thing for Crash and Sonic. Also, this means Activision and Sega are now really good friends with each other. So hell yeah. I'm glad this is happening, yet this is really so confusing, but the future of Crash keeps getting brighter. Sane Trilogy for Switch and Xbox will release on Japan by Sega in 10/18. So for those who live in Japan, make sure to pick this up. Can't wait to see what happens next with this whole new partnership between Activision and Sega. This is extremely weird, but good news. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.